Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We made it to Friday. So this is a new judge from Colorado. And we do have body cam of a spiral, but we hear the body cam. We don't see the body cam. They play it in court. They're all watching it. They don't show it to us. But we can hear everything. This guy. This guy. I don't know how many times he changes his story, but we should take a shot every time he says something that contradicts what he has just said. Here we go.
In terms of just some specific questions for the officers.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? Here's how I prefer to do it. Because I may or may not feel compelled to issue a written order on this, depending on how the court wants to go. And so why don't we just, did you stipulate to the foundation for each of the two body-worn cameras?
Yes.
And you said they're 20 so minutes
They're 20, 25 minutes each.
They're 20 minutes. Well,
Okay.
they're really 17, 19 minutes.
Okay. Can we just pop one or both of them on right now? And the court is one labeled 1 and one labeled 2, or are they both?
One's labeled 1 and one's labeled 2.
Okay. Who's on number 1?
One is chief and then the other one's Deputy Kramer.
Okay. And there's no objection for the purpose of the motions hearing to admit People's Exhibits 1 and 2?
Correct.
Okay. For the purpose of the motions hearing, People's Exhibits 1 and 2 will be admitted without further foundation. Ms. Ulrich, you may present. Go ahead and just pop Exhibit 1 in there with the chief. And
Okay.
do you anticipate, I noticed the chief's in the courtroom and Sergeant Kramer is not in the courtroom. Is the chief your advisory witness going to be, or is he going to be just here because he's the first witness?
He was just here because he was the first witness.
Okay, very good. He can obviously stay in the courtroom during the presentation of the body-worn camera, since we anticipate there will be questions asked of that afterwards.
Okay.
You may go ahead and publish Exhibit 1.
And Your Honor, I would just ask when we swap over to Deputy Kramer's, if Chief can step out and then Deputy Kramer can come in just for the purpose of a sequestration order.
And assuming that you've not identified Chief Trelka as your advisory witness, then we'll just sequester the witnesses between each one.
That's fine.
Okay. You may go ahead. I probably need to let you have control of the screen. And for Miss, what I'll also ask to the extent that the people are in advance of trial going to be seek, because I know some of this stuff doesn't exactly fit his terms of character, or it's potentially issues that the defendant may or may not have personal knowledge of prior to this incident. I look at in the nature of the jigsaw mask and the incident in Denver, where she was charged with the assaulting a peace officer. Miss Ulrich, we can address those in the form of in limine motions at the pretrial readiness conference, if you would file those so that we have a record.
Yes, Judge.
Why you think they're not relevant, even as relevant character traits of the named victim in this particular case. Okay.
Yes, Judge.
I don't know if there's a nugget of
I haven't, so I'm not sure if this
gold or truth in the body cam today, because it keeps changing.
will work or not, but
Oh, that would work. Thank you.
okay.
I can also just share it via the WebEx.
However you can get it up on that screen. And I know, Ms. Aldrich, we haven't tried a case in the courtroom yet here. These are the types of things when we get to trial, we need to make sure that all you're doing is pushing play. That
Yes, Judge.
This is just a motions hearing to see if the body cams can get into trial.
Okay.
She like, I had a face thrown at me.
I promise we can
I got
hear
marks on
them.
my chest. She was punching me and shit. She like basically escalated because I don't know. We're just not working out.
Yeah.
And, I was eating breakfast. I had to make my breakfast, and she took it and you still have my clothes still. She took the plate, fucking threw it in my face. I got fucking sauce and shit all over me.
Okay.
And then we got in this argument. She came up and shoved me.
Right.
Dog cages. So,
All right.
I mean, what's the situation like? Am I going to jail over this?
Probably.
Okay.
So, I am. But I'll move your van for you.
I have my dog in the house too. Can you guys like meet me in my apartment at least? I got my dog. My dog's in the store right now, and I got a customer showing up in 10 minutes. Wants to meet me.
Oh boy. Let's see what the deputy says. Okay, I'll help you out however
I mean, can I
can.
press charges on her for all this stuff too?
Well, he's gonna give your side of the story to him, and
Yeah.
then he's got to make a decision. All right.
Yeah. I know, man. We shouldn't be together anymore. It's really what it is. The relationship is not good.
Gotcha.
And there's, if you look at our raps, we're from Denver for her, like pepper spraying me and shit like that. Like, I don't know why we're still together.
How long have you been with her?
7 years. And I just don't want to give up on it, but I
Yeah.
could, you know what I mean? Like,
Are you married or just boyfriend
just
girlfriend?
girlfriend.
Okay. But you're living together. Yeah.
Yeah. This sucks. Good, how are you? Very good. Yeah. What's the last name? Bork. Okay. Yeah, I know the situation. I left today because I couldn't be around it. It was voting coordination. Yeah. But I'll tell you, like, my side, like I told him. We got in an argument this morning. It started, like, in the kitchen area. And she owed me a bunch of money. She hasn't had a job in a month. I was bringing it up to her. I'm getting my money and stuff. We got in this argument, and she got pissed off and took a plate of food and threw it at my shirt. Or it was my breakfast, basically. I had it in my hand. She took it and she went like this. And it was like fucking shit went everywhere. I don't know if you saw the food all. And then she did that, and I was like, and it kind of caught me off guard. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And then I walked over in the living room, and I got put marks on my chest too. She like shoved me onto the dog cage and then hit me in my chest once. And then at that point, I was just, I pushed her off of me at that point, and she fell back onto the other dog cage. And then I just wanted to get out of the place at that point, because I had to get to work, and I don't want to deal with her. And so I go in the bathroom to brush my teeth. And she follows me into the bathroom and starts like getting on my shoulder, like, oh, you think you're going to fucking work? Like, you're not done talking about this. To get in my face, and then she shoves me in the bathroom, and I fall into the toilet. And I get up, I push her back when I get up, and then she fell in the bathtub. And then at that point, I was like, this is going too fucking far. I'm leaving. And I walked out of the apartment and came here. But I got pictures of stuff I can show you, just if her reflection hit me and stuff. But the whole thing is just crazy because like we need to be broken up. I was just telling them this. It's like we're just not looking at it anymore. And I got to call the lease office this morning. I'm trying to get out of the lease. I can't. The lease is up at the end of July, so it's just. But at this point, I guess I don't know. Am I going to jail over this stuff? Or?
So why tell me about her that's case.
It's when I put like, I shoved it. I like ended up on the cage like this. She was like, I can show you this mark. I just shoved it. Get the fuck off me. And then she falls back into the bookshelf in the dog cage. Both the dog cages are right next to each other. And that's when I shoved her off. And I was like, I'm gonna broke my teeth and fucking leave. But at that point, my breakfast fell to the fucking ground. Like, I hadn't even had my coffee yet. I was just like, fucking ruffled. So I told her, I was like, I didn't tell her, I was like, I'm fucking leaving. So I go in the bathroom to brush my teeth. And that's when the next part happened. And after that, and I didn't even get to brush my teeth. I was just fucking, I was like, I can't deal with this. This is insane. And like I have witnesses. I mean, that I can show you that she's done this in the past to me. And I don't know. She gets me to do it, and I'm not. And I haven't been. But this is. I called the leasing office this morning. I'm trying to get out of the lease. And we have a month in that place still. But I'm already looking for a new spot. Like I'm just.
So tell me about the bump swelling that she has over her eye.
I did not, swear to God, I did not lay a pin on her. Like, I don't hit women. I swear to God. It was a shoving match to what was going on. And all she did was hit me once or twice in the chest, and shoved her off me. And then we ended up in the bathroom. When I shoved her, she like fell over the toilet or the bathtub rail or whatever, and fell into the bathtub. We were in the bathroom. But again, like I wasn't trying to be aggressive towards her. I was trying to get the fuck out, man. I had to get to work. And I had a customer meet me at 9:30 down here, and I was trying to leave, and this whole thing was just insane. And like, honest to God, I did all fucking great ways at the end of her.
Yeah, so I mean, she's telling me that obviously you guys had an argument, and then that she went to another room, and your phone's in, and you went in the room, went and continued the argument, and then both your phones out very good.
There was no point as we stopped talking to each other. Like it literally was one thing, then another thing. If there was a point which the guy in the bed, I would have left at that point. Like I promise you, I was trying to get ready to come down here, and it just didn't work out. So,
Hey, Sarah.
What's today?
Good. How are you?
Okay, so you ever pull your phones out of her ear?
never. I didn't touch her at all. I swear. I was just trying to get.
They look good.
Yeah. Thanks.
I didn't touch her face, and I shoved her twice, but it was all getting her off me really what it was. Yeah, I swear.
Did you shove her face into a plate of food?
The food ended up on me. How would I shove her face? You wouldn't see the salt on me.
So how did all the food get?
I don't know. She might have, I don't know. Still walking.
It's a plate, a bunch of food.
Yeah, nothing happened beyond the plate getting thrown. The plate got thrown at me, and then I went to the bathroom. Like, the whole situation happened, I went to the bathroom. There was no, like, I don't know what the hell she did. I was gone. I don't know. But I'm telling you, I didn't have a plate in that bathroom. I didn't throw any food in that bathroom. Like, the plate of it, I mean, I tell the plate was thrown on me. And I had to take pictures of her before I left. I knew she was like ready to call the cops. I was like, that's fine. I'm like calling her. So, just basically in my chest and then up the floor. I mean, I'm sure you saw the floor. I did. I can still say that. So I don't know. Just like you can around this better. Like it's like take a picture of everybody there. Am I going to jail? I mean, it's weird.
Am I going to jail?
Or is it gonna be like a? This is a move, but this is where you can see she's hitting her. And it was several times she punched right there. But that's when I ended up on the dog cage. Like I said, I shoved her back, and that's must have been when she hit her head when I shoved her back. I did not do any of it. Like, it's just like, not my side. So,
Yeah, so she said that you pushed her shower.
that's and then that's when, okay. So I walk in the bathroom to brush my teeth. I was trying to get ready to get out the door, and I go in the bathroom to brush my teeth. And as I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth, she comes in and we start arguing again. And she does this like, I don't want to push. I'm gonna brush my teeth. She this thing, she shoves me inside, and I fall over the toilet. So I push her back, and then that's when she had to go and fall in the bathtub.
How'd the food get on the back of your hoodie?
She threw it at me, man. Like straight, she like that's what I'm saying. I probably ended up in the bathroom too. Like she full up like I put it on the counter. Could we talk for a second? She took it, and just went like and smashed it on me, and it got all over my clothes. And like, I mean, up to that point, it was just a verbal argument. And then I got to fucking play the folk. And then at that point, it was just like. But I don't know. I can tell you guys that I'm leaving her and I'm getting out of the fucking apartment. This is like horrible for my business doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
So you have no idea how that she has why she has a lump over her head?
I think she fell into the bookcase. She fell into the bookcase when I shoved it. She fell into the bathroom. It might have happened in one of those two situations. She fell into the toilet. Like I said, she fell in the bathtub, and then she fell on the dog cage / bookshelf. After she
Where is that at?
like, if you walk into the kitchen, there's 2 dog cages right there, and then the plate of food got smashed right there. So basically, I was there. I walked out. She threw the food at me, and I walked out. This dog cage right here, and I'm walking out. She's like, and then she fucking, and that's where I got these. And I was like, get the fuck off me! And then I throw her back, and then I'm a big dude, and I pushed her probably harder than I should have, but she fell back into the bookshelf. And then she gets pissed from that, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna go brush my teeth and get out of here. I didn't say this to her. I just go to the bathroom to get out of there, and then that's when she follows me in there, and she got pissed because I shoved her back, I guess. And then that's when the whole other altercation. With like I said, she came in and did like this, maybe like it was just like a whole bunch of fucking bullshit. It really was. And like none of my, she guys, it was none of my intention to hurt her like that. Nothing of my intention. I was just trying to get her off me. I was it. That's yeah. I don't know.
There's So, all seen guys' stories are a bit different. So, no idea how Drew got the bathroom or what it's like there.
Dude, she's crazy, man. She was straight up when I was doing, she's saying, "You better watch your shit. I'm gonna fucking break it." I got my tour committed, and I was like, "Cool, call. I'm gonna call the cops." That's all I said to her, and I walked out the door. She's fucking psychotic, man. I swear to God. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe she did that. I don't know. But I can tell you that all I did, I probably threw it on my shoulders and shit when I went to the bathroom. I was literally dripping with salsa and food, and I went in there to try to brush my teeth. I don't know how to take that in there. I truly don't. But I can tell you that that's probably how the food got over it. And then after that, I just left. I don't know. I feel like that was the best thing to do.
So he's dripping with salsa and cheese. So he goes to brush his teeth?
It was like escalating to a point where it was getting too crazy, so I just left.
Okay, so
So it was a.
So you said that she hit you first, is that correct?
Yeah. Like she knocked the food out of my hand first, and then she hit me on the dog cage. I mean, you see the smarts on your chest, like that wasn't even me getting shoved. That was her fucking just decking me in the chest. It was like it was pretty fucking
Where that occurred?
right in the lip area. Like right, have you been in there yet or not? So you go in the living room, go into the kitchen. Right before you get into the kitchen, you dog cage. That's when the whole pushing match happened, and there was a lot of me falling back under this crate. And I was like laying back on it, and she was like it got for a second. I was like back, and she was hit me a few times. And that's when I off. And then she falls back in the bookshelf or whatever. I wasn't there to like analyze what happened. I just shoved her off and I just walked right by to go brush my teeth. And then I go to the bathroom. She's like, "I'll see you in there." And she's like, "Do it again." I'm like, "Get the fuck off me, dude." And then that's when I'm like, "I'll get the fuck out of here." And whatever. Yeah, I mean, I can. If you want, I can go back and show you like where.
No, it's okay. I've already been there, so I kind of.
But I mean, yeah, I would never been in her house, and I would never let her. I do not know how she got it. Whatever it was happened to her, she had not on her eyes.
Yeah, she's a swollen. She's a swelling, biggest swelling, blah blah blah.
She, like I said, she felt. So I mean, that's the two I did. But I don't know. I can tell you, I didn't do a thing to her. Besides, get her off of me. I mean, like if I would have get physical with me, it would have been a lot more than that. You know what I mean? Like I'm a choice of side, but like all I saw in the situation was escalating, and it started getting pushy, and that's why I just left. And then I thought about sticking around and calling the cops too, but I was just like, I just wanted to let it de-escalate, just get out of the situation. And I don't know, I felt like at the time it was the best thing to do, but yeah. Okay. I swear to you, man, I did not raise a fist to her at all. Promise.
Well, she's not saying it arrangement based.
Okay, well, yeah. I never, like, it was strictly just get the fuck off me kind of shit. Like, I don't know. And it's getting to the point, like I said, I'm just gonna move out.
Okay. So why do you guys have expired protection orders? Why does it?
Because the straightened up. I'm telling you, look it up. There's a whole case in Denver where I was sleeping and she came in the room and just maced me when I was asleep. And the police came, the ambulance came. I didn't even know what happened to me. And because we got in a verbal argument, she just came back later and maced me. Like, this cop looked it up while he was there to report on it. And I was like, I'm telling you, like, this story, like, she's fucking crazy. And for some reason, I've been with her for 7 years. I keep thinking, like, oh, it's going to work out. Things are going to get better. But it's not. And I'm just realizing right now, I need to step the fuck away from being my business. And that's kind of where I'm at. Because it's just embarrassing. Well, you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing is just embarrassing. And I shouldn't have to. But yeah, that's, like, I don't know if you can look it up, but she fucking pepper sprayed me. Well, it's like,
I tell you about a third degree assault conviction.
Yeah, that was from her.
Is your brother here to help you?
No, he lives upstairs. Johnny, did you need something? There you go. Talking about Kara. I don't know if they want to hear.
It's more pleasant now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We're trying to figure out. Kara called him and shit, so. Yeah, let me figure this out. Give me a second. I don't know. I have another client.
Yeah.
If you could just please let me, like, please close the shop down or something. Like,
Let you close it down for sure.
but I also want to press charges on her too, but that's like the place of it. It's like, I mean, you can see it was defense. And I know that her, like, I accepted or whatever, but like, I was only being pushing her. That was it. Like, I swear to you.
Yeah, I'll give you 1 hour. I'll give you a chance about it.
Yeah. But I also want her to get arrested too, though. You're just not going to arrest her at all?
I'll tell you.
What the fuck for you?
So
Crazy. Hey, yeah, I just can't get a ticket over this. I got to go to jail for tonight. Like, please.
Yeah, it's just the way the law is set up. What about the dog? What are you going to do with the dog?
It's in there. If I can go to the police, would you mind if I close and brought my dog back to the apartment? The dog's in the car.
no, but I can. You want your brother to take the dog? That's fully cool.
Okay. Well, he's leaving. There's like nothing I can do. Like, just don't believe what is the like.
No, it's not that I don't believe you. I was gonna put what you say into the whole thing.
This is great.
It's a mess, and these are. I mean, sorting them out isn't easy,
Yeah.
Jordan.
So then what does that mean? I'm not gonna get out till the morning. I gotta open in the morning and shit too.
Well,
You open at 10?
Yeah.
of course, they're open for another hour. So you might. I love it.
It might be worth it to go right now. You're saying?
Well, I'm saying is you might consider to make can't help you told you this before.
There's nothing you can do just to break me to do.
No, we already told that. So let's get your store locked up. Your brother can take your dogs. That would be really helpful. Are you wanting to take his dog, man? Okay.
Well, could you just meet me at the apartment and no. My party's out there and everything too.
Yeah, just done that. That's cool.
All right, Johnny, can you help me out, please? I also have a customer showing me.
So maybe.
I didn't know. You know what I mean? I came here. I had no idea what was going on. It wasn't like I was dodging anybody. Oh, shit, you're all in. You know?
Yeah, I saw your talking about shit. It's always all in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hiding from you.
No, I saw that.
I was just trying to get away from her. That's all it was. Yeah, I guess you want to help me out? I gotta go to jail.
Get it all written out, and I'll get.
What is my part?
I'll explain it to you when we all get to it.
Fine, but
Yeah, I'll walk.
Okay, can you go to the very start of that one and just push play from the very start?
pictures of the situation.
Okay.
She like
And did you want to call Chief Trelka right now since he's here before we have Sergeant Kramer, or how would you like to present your evidence, Miss Ulrich?
Whatever the court would like.
It's your call. You can present no evidence at all. You can do whatever you want, but,
I'll go ahead and call Chief Trelka since we just
Chief,
watched his
thanks for
video.
coming up, sir. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of law the testimony you give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated, sir. Please state your full name, spell your last name for the record.
Daniel Trelka, Trelka.
You may proceed.
Okay, and
They need to get her a podium she can see over. She's the prosecutor. Maybe she's extra spicy. Maybe the podium won't matter.
where are you employed?
With the Leadville Police Department.
And how long have you been employed there?
About a year and a half.
And what are other duties you have with the Leadville Police Department?
I am the police chief, but I also work patrol.
Okay. Do you have previous law enforcement experience?
I do.
And how long?
More than 30 years. I started in 1990 in Weld County, then went to a city in Sturgeon Bay, where I retired as the police chief. Then I was the police chief in Waterloo, Iowa, retired from there after 10 years, and came to Leadville about a year and a half ago.
Okay. Were you working on June 26, 2025?
I was.
And did you ever interact with the defendant?
Yes,
And if you saw him today, would you be able to recognize him?
I would. I know Jordan. We've interacted. It's a small community. Jordan and I know each other.
Do you see him here today?
Yes.
Can you please identify him by article of
Yes.
clothing?
He's sitting at the defendant's table wearing the black shirt.
Let the record reflect that he has identified the defendant.
It shall.
And so moving to the interaction that we just watched. So where did you encounter the defendant?
In the alley alongside his business.
Okay. And what was the purpose of talking to Mr. Borek?
The county had a domestic call that morning, and I was aware that they were looking for Jordan as a potential suspect and wanted to speak with him.
Okay. And how did you come across him?
I knew where his business was, and as I was driving by, I saw him walking near his business.
Okay. And about how long was the interaction you had with him?
Half hour.
Okay. And when you were speaking to him, who else was present in the alleyway?
Nobody initially. There were a lot of people walking by, but after about 3 or 4 minutes, Sergeant Kramer arrived because I contacted dispatch and let them know I was in contact with Jordan.
Okay. And the conversation that you had with him, what was that conversation about?
His potential involvement in a domestic situation earlier in the day.
And during that interaction, did you ask the defendant any questions?
A couple, just trying to establish what his relationship was to the alleged victim.
Okay. And throughout the whole interaction, what would you say your tone of voice was during it?
I would
Cordial.
object, Your Honor, as to best evidence. We have the video.
Okay, I'll let him answer a few questions. The court's obviously seen the video. The court's seen it was conversational in tone and the like. So the court can obviously make findings as it relates to uniform, demeanor, vehicles, all that kind of stuff. You're certainly welcome to make your record. If it goes too far, I'll reel you back in a little bit, but I'll let her have a little bit of leeway up front, as I will give you as well.
Thank you, Judge.
So the objection's overruled.
Thank you.
And did you ever explicitly limit the defendant's movements? Like, did you restrain him?
No,
Okay. And he was free to move while he was talking to you?
he was.
Okay. And when the defendant asked you questions, did you respond to him?
Yes.
And What was your tone when you responded to him?
Conversational, cordial.
Okay, and then did you ever direct the defendant to do any type of action in your interaction?
No,
And was the defendant ever placed in custody?
no.
Okay, no further questions.
Ms. Gunderson?
Thank you. Chief, just to start off, you had testified, we don't have your report yet, so bear with me. But you testified that you encountered Mr. Borak in the alley, is that correct?
Correct.
You knew though where his business was, which is right next to the alley.
Yes.
And when you were made aware by Deputy Kramer that Mr. Borak was being investigated, did Deputy Kramer tell you that he was there driving up, or how did that whole interaction go to where you then became in contact with him and saw him?
I was patrolling the downtown area, knew that Deputy Kramer wanted to talk to him. So when I saw Jordan, I contacted him.
Okay, and did you contact him initially in his store?
No,
And so you never contacted him in the store and asked him to come to the alleyway?
no, I don't believe so. I believe I saw him walking outside.
Okay. Because in the video that we can see from the body cam, it looks as though Mr. Borak just goes into just starting to tell you what happened. How did he know that you were investigating or part of the investigation for the incident?
I don't know.
Okay. You testified on direct examination that you didn't direct Mr. Borak to do any type of action, but we heard in the body-worn camera video, you told Mr. Borak, he asked you if he was going to go to jail, right?
Correct.
You told him probably.
Yes.
That was within a minute of your interaction with Mr. Borak.
Yes.
And then afterwards, you told Mr. Borak that you would move his car for him, correct?
Correct.
That's because you weren't going to let Mr. Borak move his car, correct?
I didn't want him to get in the car because I didn't want this to expand.
Okay. So fair to say at that point, while you're conducting your investigation, he wasn't free to leave and get in his car and go.
I'd characterize it as I had reasonable suspicion to question him about a crime that occurred earlier, basically a Terry stop.
You had indicated that you did not restrict his movements, but a couple of times in the video, he asked if he could go to into his business, correct?
Correct.
And he also asked if he could go to his apartment, correct?
Correct.
And during those times where he was asked that, he was not permitted to do those things.
I can't remember what I said exactly watching the video, but I just wanted to stay where we were and engage in a conversation.
Understood. After this interaction and after Mr. Borak was told he was going to jail, what we don't see on the video, but what is in additional body-worn camera is both you and Officer Kramer, Deputy Kramer, I'm sorry, escorting Mr. Borak into his shop, correct?
Correct.
And he was escorted into his shop so that he could try and close the shop or take care of that business for the day.
Yes.
We saw a little bit in the video as well that his brother arrived on scene, correct?
Correct.
And his brother was asked to leave because he wasn't involved in this, didn't witness anything, correct?
Step back is a better characterization.
Okay, but ultimately his brother went into the shop, right?
Yes.
And so he did leave the alleyway from which you and Officer Kramer were questioning Mr. Borak.
Yes.
No additional questions, thank you.
Okay. I do have one question just for clarity. Chief, we see the reason I had asked to play the starting of the video again was because it looked like from the moment that the video got turned on, Mr. Borak was already speaking. Were there any questions asked of Mr. Borak prior to the time the body-worn camera was turned on?
Honestly, Your Honor, I can't remember.
Okay. Any questions in light of mine?
Nothing for the people.
No.
Okay. You may, if there's no other questions, or do you have any redirect or?
No redirect.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may And again, Exhibit 2 is going to be the body-worn camera from Sergeant Kramer. You've already indicated there's no objections to that being admitted for the purpose of this hearing. So you may publish Exhibit 2, Sergeant Kramer's video.
So the motions hearing is they want all the body cam footage thrown out because he wasn't Mirandized.
And Sergeant Kramer is entering the courtroom as we're starting that video. While she's queuing that up, I don't know why this wouldn't have been done contemporaneous with the arrest. I have a fingerprint order for
Okay,
Mr. Borak.
can I approach?
Yep.
Thank you.
He can just go downstairs and get that done at his convenience. We'll just have him completed prior to the pretrial readiness. Today would be the best, but if that doesn't work out.
Judge, is there a spot that you would like for Deputy Kramer?
You can put him wherever you want.
Wherever you want.
So are you still a sergeant or not a sergeant anymore?
No, I resigned from the sergeant position, so I'm just a deputy.
Okay. I saw in the video, it said Sergeant Kramer, and I've always known you as Sergeant Kramer.
What's the last name?
So sorry, Judge.
Okay.
So sorry.
So go ahead and cue that up from the zeros and we'll take it from there.
Are you ready, Judge?
What's the last name?
Lawrence, okay.
Yeah, I know the situation. I left today because I couldn't be around it. It was exploding more than it should have.
Okay.
I'll tell you, like, my side, like I told him, we got in an argument this morning. It started, like, in the kitchen area. And she owed me a bunch of money. She hasn't had a job in a couple of months, and I was bringing it up to her. I was like, I need my money and stuff. We got in this argument, and she got pissed off and took a plate of food and threw it at my shirt. Or it was my breakfast, basically. I had it in my hand. She took it and just went like this, and it's like fucking shit went everywhere. I don't know if you saw the food all before when you went over there.
Yeah.
And then she did that, and I was like, and it kind of caught me off guard. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And then I walked over in the living room, and I got a couple marks on my chest here. She like shoved me onto the dog cage and then hit me in my chest once. And then at that point, I was just, I pushed her off of me at that point, and she fell back onto the other dog cage. And then I just wanted to get out of the place at that point. I had to get to work, and I don't want to deal with her. And so I go in the bathroom to brush my teeth, and she follows me into the bathroom and starts like getting on my shoulder, like, oh, you think you're going to fucking work? And like, we're not done talking about this. And like, get in my face. And then she shoves me in the bathroom, and I fall into the toilet. And I get up. I push her back when I get up, and then she fell in the bathtub. And then at that point, I was like, this is going too fucking far. I'm leaving. And I walked out of the apartment and came here, and I just been working with it. But I got pictures of stuff. I actually pictures of her, like she hit me and stuff. Like, the whole thing is just crazy because like we need to be broken up. I was telling them this. It's like we're just not looking at it anymore. And I already called the leases office this morning. I'm trying to get out of the lease. I can't. My lease is up in the end of July, so it's just. But at this point, I guess I don't know. Am I going to jail over this stuff or?
So why tell me about her year that's doing this.
It's when I pushed her back off of me. Like, I swear to you, I shoved, I ended up on the cage like this, and she was like, I can show you this mark in my chest. She was hitting me in my chest, and I fucking shoved her. I was like, the fuck off me. And then she falls back into the bookshelf into the dog cage right there. Both the dog cages are in there, right there. And that's when I shoved her off. And I was like, I'm gonna brush my teeth and fucking leave. Because at that point, my breakfast was on the fucking ground. Like, I hadn't even had my coffee yet. I was just like, fucking ruffled. So I told her, I was like, I didn't tell her, I was like, I'm fucking leaving. So I go in the bathroom and brush my teeth, and that's when the next part happened. And after that, and I didn't even get to brush my teeth. So I just fucking left. I was like, I can't deal with this. This is insane. And like, I have witnesses, I mean, that I can show you that she's done this in the past to me. And like, I don't know, I just need to get away from it. And I'm not, and I haven't been, but this is it. This is, I called the leasing office this morning. I'm trying to get out the lease and everything. We have a month in that place still, but I'm already looking for a new spot. Like, I'm just.
Okay. So tell me about the snarling that she has over her eye.
I did not, I swear to God, I did not lay a hand on her. Like, I don't hit women. I swear to God. It was a shoving match is what was going on. And she all she did was hit me once or twice in the chest, and that's when I shoved her off of me. And then when we ended up in the bathroom, when I shoved her, she like fell over the toilet or the bathtub rail or whatever, and like fell into the bathtub when we were in the bathroom. But again, like, I wasn't trying to be aggressive towards her. I was trying to get the fuck out, man. I had to get to work. And I had a customer meet me at 9:30 down here, and I was trying to leave, and the whole thing was just fucking insane. And honest to God, I did not fucking raise a hand to her. I would not hit her.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, she's telling me that obviously you guys had an argument, and then that she went into another room, put your earphones in, you went into the room, wanted to continue the argument, and then pulled the earphones out of her ear.
If there was no point as we stopped talking to each other. Like it literally was one thing, then another thing, and then I just left. If there was a spot in which she would have gone in her bedroom, I would have left at that point. Like I promise you, I was just trying to get ready to come down here, and it just didn't work out. So that's there.
How's it going today?
Good, how are you?
Okay, so did you ever pull earphones out of her ear?
Never. I didn't touch her at all. I swear. I was just trying to get out of the place, man. Like, swear to God. It was just like this whole kerfuffle. I didn't touch her face. I shoved her twice, but it was all getting it off of me really what it was. Yeah, I swear.
Did you shove her face into a plate of food?
Fuck no. Why would I do that? The food ended up on me. How would I shove her face? You can literally see the salsa on my shirt.
So how did all the food get into the bathroom?
I don't know. She might have, I don't know. It might have been on my clothes still walking in there.
No, it's a plate and a bunch of food in the bathroom and in the shower.
Yeah, nothing happened beyond the plate getting thrown. The plate got thrown on me, and then I went into the bathroom. Like the whole situation happened. I went into the bathroom. There was no I don't know what the hell she did when I was gone. I don't know, but I'm telling you, I didn't put a plate in that bathroom. I didn't throw any food in that bathroom. Like the plate of, you could tell the plate of food was thrown on me. And I took pictures of everything before I left because I knew she was pregnant to call the cops. And I was like, that's fine, like call them. So.
It sounds like she threw a plate of food at him in the kitchen, and then he grabbed it and shoved it in her face in the bathroom, like she said.
What pictures do you have?
Just basically on my chest and up the floor. I mean, I'm sure you saw the floor when you came in there.
I did.
And I can still show you my chest, but I mean, you can see the red mark right there. And I can show you it again. It's right in my abdominals where she punched me.
And why did she do that?
It was after the plate got thrown at me. I got shoved. I don't know, man. She has an anger issue, like straight up. She this isn't like. If you pull, you get full rap sheets from Denver. I dropped charges on her a while back. She pepper sprayed me at one point when I was in bed sleeping. She's fucked up, man. I'm not just, I swear, if you can pull police records, they can show you the past we've had. And I don't know why I'm still living with her.
What other pictures do you have?
That's all I have.
Just that right
Yeah.
there. Okay. Well, let me take a picture of your hoodie there.
Am I going to jail?
Well, just a second.
I mean, I gotta be in a custody. You guys ready me a ticket for it, or is it gonna be like a?
Here. Then you want to show me the injury on your chest? What's this right there?
This is a mole, but this is where you can see where she fucking hit me right here. And it was several times she punched me right there. But that's when I ended up in the dog cage. Like I said, I shoved her back, and that's must have been when she hit her head. I did not do any of that. It's just fucking half my size. So.
Yeah, so she said that you pushed her into the bathroom and into the shower tub.
That's when I was trying to brush my teeth.
Okay.
And then that's when. So I walk in the bathroom to brush my teeth. I was trying to get ready to get out the door. I'm going to the bathroom to brush my teeth. And as I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth, she comes in and we start arguing again. And she has this I don't want to push. I'm brushing my teeth. She comes up to this thing, she shoves me to the side, and I fall off the toilet. So I push her back, and then that's when she tripped over and fell in the bathtub.
How the food get on the back of your hoodie?
She threw it at me, man. Straight. That's the thing. I probably ended up in the bathroom too. She pulled up I put it on the counter because we talked for a second. She took it and just went and smashed it on me. And it got all over my clothes. And
Thank you, Josh. Josh settled what I've been thinking this whole time. I need to know more about this breakfast. Was it sounds extra delicious. Cheese and salsa and eggs. So how good was this breakfast that she threw?
I mean, up to that point, it was just a verbal argument. And then I got a fucking plate of food. And then at that point, it was just But I don't know. I can tell you guys that I'm leaving her and I'm getting out of that fucking apartment. This is like horrible for my business. We're doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
So you have no idea how that she has why she has a lump over her head?
I think she fell into the bookcase. She fell into the bookcase when I showed her. She fell into the bathroom. It might have happened in one of those two situations, but I'm not thinking. She fell into she like I said, she fell in the bathtub and then she fell on the dog cage / bookshelf. After she
And where's that at?
like if you walk into the kitchen, there's two dog cages right there, and then the plate of food got smashed right there. So basically, I was there walking out to do the food. I mean, I walked out. There's a dog cage right here, and I'm walking out. She's just like, yeah, and then she fucking, and that's where I got these. And I was like, get the fuck off me! And then I throw her back, and then I'm a big dude, and I pushed her probably harder than I should have, but she fell back into the bookshelf. And then she gets pissed from that, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna go brush my teeth to get out of here. I didn't say this to her. I just go to the bathroom to get out of there. And then that's when she follows me in there, and she got pissed because I shoved her back, I guess. And then that's when the whole other altercation occurred. With like I said, she came in and did like this thing to me, and then like it was just like a whole bunch of fucking bullshit, man. It really was. And like none of my she guys like it was none of my intention to hurt her like that. Nothing of my intention. I just was just trying to get her over it. That was it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not violent, man. I promise you.
Maybe it's your okay. So, obviously, your guys' stories are a bit different. So, no idea how food got into the bathroom, why there's a plate in there.
Dude, she's crazy, man. She was straight up, and that's what I was leaving. She's saying, "You better watch your shit. I'm gonna fucking break it." I got my jewelry from it, and I was like, "Cool, call. I'm gonna call the cops." That's what I said there, and I walked out the door.
So we're not trying to find out if he did it or not today. All we're trying to figure out is any of this allowed in the trial?
She's fucking psychotic, man. I'm telling you. I swear to God. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe she did that. I don't know. But I can tell you that all I did, I had probably food on my shoulders and shit when I went into the bathroom. Dude, I was literally dripping with salsa and food. And I went in there to try to brush my teeth. I don't know how the plate got in there. I truly don't. But I can tell you that that's probably how the food got all in there. And then after that, I just left. I don't know. I felt like that was the best thing to do. It was like escalating to a point where it's getting too crazy. So I just left.
Okay, so you. So you said that she hit you first, is that correct?
Yeah. Like she knocked the food out of my hand first, and then she hit me on the dog cage. I mean, you see the marks on my chest. Like that wasn't me getting choked. That was her fucking decking me in the chest. So it was like it was pretty fucking weird.
Where did that occur?
Right in the living room area. Like right. I don't know. Have you been in there yet or no?
Yeah, but
So you go in the living room, going to the kitchen. Right before you get into the kitchen, there's two dog crates right there.
Right.
That's when the whole pushing match happened, and it was a lot of me falling back under this crate. And I was like laying back on it, and she was like it got for a second. I was like back, and she was hitting me a few times, and then that's when I like fuck off now. And then she falls back into the bookshelf or whatever. I wasn't there to like analyze what happened. I just shoved her off, and I just walked right by to go brush my teeth. And then I go to the bathroom, and she's like, "I'll be in there." And she's like, "Fucking doing it again." I'm like, "Get the fuck off of me, dude!" And then that's when I'm like, "I'll get the fuck out of here," and I left. Yeah, I mean, if you want, I can go back and show you like where everything happened.
No, it's okay. I've already been there, so I kind of know what's going on.
But I mean, I would never hit a fucking, I promise you. And I would never lay hands on her. I do not know how she got whatever just happened to her. She had a knot on her eye or something.
Yeah, she has a swollen. She has a swelling, pretty good swelling right above her right eye.
Because like I said, she fell into the tub in the bookcase. So I mean, that's the two I could think of it happening. But I don't know. I can tell you, I didn't do a thing to her besides get her off of me. I mean, like if I wouldn't have get physical with her, it would have been a lot more than that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm twice the size, but like all I saw in the situation was it escalating, and then she started getting pushy, and that's why I just left. And then I thought about sticking around and calling the cops too, but I was just like, I just wanted to let it de-escalate and just get out of the situation. And I don't know, I felt like at the time it was the best thing to do, but yeah.
Okay.
I swear to you, man, I did not raise a fist at her at all. Promise you.
Wow, and she's not saying that you raised a fist to her.
Okay. Well, yeah. I never it was strictly just get the fuck off me kind of shit. Like, I don't know. And it's getting to the point, like I said, I'm just gonna move out now.
Okay. So why do you guys have expired protection orders? Like, what's up with that?
Because of this pepper spray in Denver. I'm telling you, look it up. There's a whole case in Denver where I was sleeping and she came in the room and just maced me when I was asleep. And the police came, and the ambulance came. I didn't know even what happened to me. And we just got in a verbal argument. She just came back later and maced me. Like, if this cop looked it up a while, he was there to report out it. And I was like, I'm telling you, like, this story, like, she's fucking crazy. And for some reason, I've been with her for 7 years. I keep thinking, like, oh, it's going to work out. Things are going to get better. But it's not. And I'm just realizing right now, I need to step the fuck away from being my business. And that's kind of where I'm at. Because this is embarrassing out here. So, you know what I mean? Like, the whole thing is just embarrassing. And I shouldn't have this kind of place. But yeah, that's like, I don't know if you can look it up, but she fucking pepper sprayed me while it's like, dude,
I say I have a third-degree assault conviction.
Yeah.
down there.
yeah, that was from her.
Is your brother here to help me?
No, he lived for students. Johnny, did you need something? They're good. Just talking about Clara. I don't know if they want you over here or not.
Yeah. Now, if you weren't present, man, we're good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. We're trying to figure out. Clara called him and shit, so. Yeah, let me figure this out. And go on, give me a second. I don't know. You take me to jail for this? I have another client.
Yeah.
If you could just please let me, like, please close the shop down or something. Like,
We can let you close it down for sure.
but I also want to press charges on her too, though, if this is like the case of it. It's like,
Okay.
it was her, I mean, you can see it was defense. And I know that her, like, I was messed up or whatever, but like, it's only me pushing her. That was it. I got swear to you.
Yeah, and I'll give you a chance to write a witness statement if you want.
Yeah. But I also want her to get arrested too, though. You're not going to arrest her at all?
I'll have to have a DA review it and he'll just make the decision. So,
Crazy. Hey, I can just pay you a ticket over this. I got to go to jail for night.
yeah.
Like, please.
It's just the way the law is set up. What about the dog? What are you gonna do with the dog?
It's in there. If I can go to the police, would you mind if I closed and brought my dog back to the apartment? My dog's in my car.
No, but I can, if you want your brother to take the dog, that's totally cool.
Okay. Well, he's leaving. Oh, that's crazy. There's like nothing I can do to get it right. Like you just don't believe me, or what is it? Like, what's
No, it's not that I don't believe you. I'm gonna put what you say into the whole thing.
It's crazy.
It's a mess. And these are, I mean, sorting them out isn't easy.
Yeah. So then what does that mean? I'm not gonna get out till the morning. We gotta open in the morning. So it's here.
Well, I mean,
10?
Yeah.
courts are open for another hour, so you might, I don't know if you'll get seen or not.
It might be worth this go right now, you're saying?
What I'm saying is you might get seen today, but I can't promise you that because I don't know. It's already almost 4.
Oh,
But
there's nothing you can do just to write me a ticket.
dude, no, you already told that. So let's get your store locked up. Your brother could take your dogs. That would be really helpful. Are you wanting to take his dog, man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, could you just meet him at the apartment? And
No.
My car's
No.
in here illegally too.
Well, yeah, if you get
All right.
permission to drive your van, that's cool.
All right, John, can you help me out, please? I'm also have a customer showing up in 2 minutes.
Well, it is,
Should have been 4.
it is what it is, man. You maybe should have, instead of leaving, you should have kind of like let us know what was going on.
I didn't know anybody was calling. You know what I mean? I came here, I had no idea what was going on. It wasn't like I was dodging anybody. I was right here all day, you know?
Yeah, I saw your parked in front of the sheriff's office all day.
Yeah, my van was over there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hiding from you.
No, I saw that.
I was just trying to get away from her.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Yeah, I guess you want to help me out? I gotta go to jail.
And I'll give you a witness statement. I'll get it all written out, and I'll get it.
What is my charges then?
I'll explain it to you when we all.
At this time, we'll call Deputy Kramer.
Okay. Deputy Kramer, coming up. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of law the testimony you give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may be seated. State your full name, spell your last name for the record.
Caleb Kramer, CALEB, CRAMER.
There you go.
Thank you, Deputy Kramer. Where are you currently employed?
Lake County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been employed there?
Around 6 years.
Okay. And what are your duties with the Lake County Sheriff's Office?
To respond to calls and investigate crimes.
Okay. Before being part of Lake County Sheriff's Office, did you have previous law enforcement experience?
Yes.
And what was that law enforcement experience?
Leadville Police Department.
And how long were you there for?
I was there for 18 months, so I've about total law enforcement around 8.5 years.
Okay. And were you working on June 26, 2026?
Yes.
Or sorry, 2025.
Oh,
June
yes.
26, 2025.
Yes.
And did you make contact with the defendant, Mr. Borak, that day?
I did.
And if you saw him today, would you be able to recognize him?
Yes,
Do you see him today?
I do.
And can you identify him by an article of clothing and where he's sitting?
He's sitting to the left of the fence with a brown shirt, black pants, black shoes.
Let the record reflect that Deputy Kramer has identified the defendant.
Michelle?
And where did you encounter the defendant?
On the 400 block of Harrison, so it would have been kind of in an alleyway between over by the bank and the Quincy restaurant.
Okay, and how did you know that the defendant was there?
That's where Chief Trelka had contacted him, as he had contacted him prior to my arrival.
Okay, and what was the purpose of that encounter?
The purpose was to continue with the talk to the individual about the incident and kind of go from there and potentially probably put into arrest the defendant as well.
Okay, and how long was that interaction?
Maybe 25 minutes, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Maybe 30 minutes.
Okay. And generally, what was that conversation about?
It was about the events that had occurred earlier in the day.
Okay. And did you ask the defendant any questions?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of those questions?
To get a better understanding of what had occurred, my observations from talking to the other individual, my own observations of injuries the other individual had sustained.
Okay. And did you ever explicitly tell the defendant that he was not allowed to move or restrain his body to a location?
No.
Okay. And did the defendant ever ask you questions?
Yes.
And did you answer those questions?
I believe so.
Okay. And then did you ever direct the defendant to do any type of action?
During the process when I was talking to him, you mean?
Yeah, when you were talking to him.
No.
Did you ask him to do any actions not during that interaction in the alleyway?
Once he was placed under arrest, then yes, I did.
Okay. And once he was placed under arrest, did you read him Miranda warnings?
I did.
Okay. No further questions.
Let's go.
Deputy Kramer, I'm going to start right where the district attorney left off. When did you read Mr. Borak his Miranda advisement?
I believe it was in the jail, but I think that's where I read it.
Did you have him sign a written advisement?
Oh, what?
A written Miranda advisement?
No.
No?
I don't believe I had him do that.
Okay. And I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you, and so I apologize. And so I'm going to slow down in my words. If you could just slow down in your words maybe too.
Okay.
You're aware that Mr. Borak wrote a written statement, correct?
Yes.
And in your, was the written statement written before or after the Miranda advisement?
Probably I believe I would have read a Miranda prior to the witness statement. That's usually how I do for everybody.
But you don't have a direct recollection of how that occurred in this case?
Not in this case, but that's how I normally do it.
Okay. I'm going to jump back quite a bit. The initial call for service came in at about 8:45 in the morning, correct?
Yes, that sounds correct.
And we can see from the video that your interaction with Mr. Borak in the alley is at about 15:45, which is about 3:45 in the afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there's a chunk of time during the day in which you are doing other duties, maybe investigating this case, correct?
Yes, other calls and yeah.
Okay, and when you are investigating this case, are you in communication with dispatch?
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
When you're doing investigation on this case, do you report back and are you in communication with dispatch?
For this particular case?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And so you report things like at 9:14 in the morning, you put a bolo out for Mr. Borak and his car.
I believe I did that.
Is that correct?
I don't have correct recollection, but I believe I did that.
Okay. Would it refresh your recollection to review the CAD report?
Yes.
Okay. It's Bates, page 82. If I can approach.
Go ahead.
I'm showing you Bates, page 82, if you want to just look at that first line there and let me know when your memory's refreshed.
Okay.
So just to clarify for the record, at 9:14 in the morning, you put a bolo out for Mr. Borak's vehicle, correct?
Yes.
And you identified him as the suspect in this matter, correct?
Correct.
You did a number of other things, including going to the hospital with the named victim in this case, but ultimately you returned back to, was it the Leadville Police Department?
Lake County Sheriff's Office.
The Lake County Sheriff's Office. And so while at the Lake County Sheriff's Office, you were in the process of writing the warrant, correct?
Correct.
And while you were writing the warrant, well, I'll ask an open-ended question. When you were working on the arrest warrant, at what point in time between the time that you started working on the arrest warrant and when you made contact with Mr. Borak, when was the arrest warrant completed?
So the arrest warrant had been basically ready for the DA to review it. So I had finished the warrant, just had to have the DA review the warrant.
Okay, so by the time that you came into contact with Mr. Borak at about 3:45 in the afternoon, you had already written the warrant. It was just going to the district attorney's office.
Correct.
Okay. And when you were at the Lake County Sheriff's Department, describe to the court how you, did you visually see Mr. Borak's vehicle drive by?
I believe I saw his vehicle out the window.
Okay, and then did you become in contact with the chief, Chief Trekla? I did not get that one correct.
I think I radioed it out, if I remember correctly, and I think Chief Trelko went and made contact with him before I got there.
Okay. And we can see on the body cam footage that you're not the first officer that's in contact with him, correct?
Correct.
And when
you've already made contact with a person and then you're going to I'm sorry, when you've already initiated an arrest warrant for a person and then you're going to make contact, you already have probable cause for his arrest at that point.
I believe I had probable cause, yes.
Okay. And so probable cause means that Mr. Borak was not leaving that
location except in handcuffs with you, correct?
I had planned on arresting him, but I wanted to kind of get his side of the story, kind of get a better scope of the events.
And you testified on direct examination that you answered Mr. Borak's questions. Do you recall that?
I do.
Yes. And one of the questions that Mr. Borak asked you is, am I going to jail? Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you didn't answer that initially, correct? You just asked him a different question.
True. Correct.
Mr. Borak wasn't free to go to his car by the time that you were in contact with him.
I don't really like people going to cars in general because I don't know what's in the car.
Okay, so he wasn't free to go to his car. Is that accurate?
That is true.
Okay, he also wasn't free to go into his store unaccompanied by you.
I believe that was after I told him that he was going to be in custody, but yes.
Okay, and he also wasn't free to have his brother there present while you are questioning him, correct?
I'm not quite sure about that question. I don't.
Well, let's take it a step back, okay? We can see on the body-worn camera that his brother comes up. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And you're kind of looking back and trying to figure out what's happening with this other man while you're talking to Mr. Borak, correct?
Correct.
And that's because it can, excuse me, there can be issues for officer safety when there are other unknown people who are in the vicinity while you're doing an investigation.
Correct.
And so Mr. Borak identifies that person as his brother, correct?
Yes.
And you tell that person that if you weren't involved in this, we don't need you here, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So Mr. Borak's brother was not free to remain there while you were doing your investigation and while you were interrogating Mr. Borak.
So the reason that...
And you're not answering my question. I'm not asking for an explanation, sir. I'm simply asking if he was permitted to be there.
To be...
In the vicinity while you were interrogating Mr. Borak.
I went a distance, yes.
So he was not permitted to be there, correct?
Correct.
I don't have any additional questions. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. So defense counsel referenced the bolo, the be on the lookout. Why did you issue that?
The reason for that bolo is he's leaving this county. I had reason to believe that he had committed a crime and had taken off, and I wanted the vehicle, if seen by other agencies, to stop that vehicle.
Okay. And when you saw the vehicle drive past the sheriff's office, why did you decide to radio out that he was driving past the sheriff's office?
Because I wanted the vehicle contacted, and I was planning on heading out to make contact with that vehicle, but it's so dispatch understands what's going on, and also other law enforcement in the area understand what's going on as well.
Okay. And you briefly talked about this. Why did you not want the defendant to go to his car?
So there's a lot of unknown factors. I don't know what's in the car. It's an officer safety issue. And, that's the people's houses, people's cars, they're kind of their area of what's known to them. They know what's in there, whereas I don't. So it's an officer safety concern.
And Is that the same reason why you wouldn't let him go to the store unaccompanied?
Yes, the same reason. It's officer safety risk.
Okay. And then going to Mr. Borak's brother. So you said that you wanted distance in between Mr. Borak's brother and where you guys were having your conversation with Mr. Borak. Can you describe about how far the brother was from where you were speaking to Mr. Borak?
He had maintained distance, maybe 20 feet.
Okay. No further questions.
Thank you. Do you have any other evidence to present?
Nothing for the people.
Okay. Ms. Gunderson, do you have any evidence you'd like to present?
No, thank you, Judge.
Okay, you can argue.
The girlfriend doesn't have to come to a motion.
Deputy Kramer, you can go ahead and step down.
Your Honor, I just have some brief argument, if I may.
You may.
You can keep going. Sorry, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. Just briefly, I'll ask that the court rely on the evidence that's before the court in both Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2, in addition to the testimony that has been presented. We can see from both Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2 that Mr. Borak, his restriction and freedom of movement was limited. He wasn't permitted to go to his car. He wasn't permitted to go to his place of business. There was already probable cause for his arrest at the time. He wasn't free to leave. He asked if he could go take care of his dog. He was not permitted to do that. And particularly, I think what is profound in this case is that the chief suggested, I will move your car, not you. Can I have you go move your car, but I will move your car, even further restricting his access. I'll rest on the motion as it relates to voluntariness of the statements if the court does suppress the statements that are presented here.
Okay, Ms. Ulrich.
Yes, Judge. And the people believe that these statements should be allowed in because the time, place, and purpose of the encounter was investigatory for the officers. They were gathering information. Like Chief said on the stand, it was essentially a Terry stop. As to the ability for him to go to his vehicle or to his apartment or to his shop, there is clear officer safety concern and concern for the public because like Deputy Kramer explained, is that you are unaware of what is in the car, what the person is going to do. This was obviously in a very public place. There were people walking by, as seen in Exhibit 1 and 2. The defendant's brother was only about 20 feet away, and they never explicitly told him that he was not allowed to be there. They just wanted space, privacy. Officers were cordial. The tone of the conversation never strayed into coercion or trying to elicit involuntary statements. The defendant clearly, before even being asked a question, just jumped right into the story. And the whole interaction itself only lasted about 20 minutes of the testimonial from the defendant. And that's it for the people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the court's going to just rule from the bench on this one here today. Court will make the following findings: that on January 26th of 2025, Mr. Borak was contacted initially by Chief Trelka of the Leadville Police Department in the 400 block of Harrison Avenue, relatively close to his business, which the court is aware, also being a resident of Lake County, that is also on Harrison Avenue, close in proximity to the initial contact with Chief Trelka. The court notes that Chief Trelka was wearing blue jeans. He was in a Leadville Police Department shirt, equipped with body-worn camera, body armor. He was armed, but his firearm remained holstered throughout the entirety of the encounter. The court will note that it's clear on the body-worn camera that Chief Trelka was not assuming an aggressive stance. To the contrary, he was essentially during portions of this interaction leaning against a fence with his legs crossed. There was another moment during the encounter where you hear him refer to Sarah, who the court knows to be the owner of Quincy's, who was out watering the flowers during the course of this encounter. He engaged her briefly in very limited conversation. Shortly thereafter, after his initial contact with the defendant, Deputy Kramer arrived at the scene. Deputy Kramer was wearing a Lake County Sheriff's Office uniform. He was also armed with a firearm, which remained holstered throughout the entirety of the interaction. Chief Trelka's vehicle was a white Leadville Police Department vehicle. It was parked in a parking place in the parking lot in that 400 block of Harrison Avenue. When the initial encounter occurred, the defendant was on foot. There was no traffic stop initiated per se, although the parties are able to see presumably the defendant's vehicle in the street. There were some gestures and made during the interactions that gave the court the impression that the blue van was parked outside of Quincy's was the defendant's vehicle. Sergeant, or at the time, Sergeant Kramer, is indicated by his uniform. Presently, Deputy Kramer, his vehicle was parked in the middle of that parking lot. It did not appear on the video that the overhead lights were on. He also approached the defendant in a conversational tone. Once again, never drew his firearm, during the course of the interaction that are the subject of this motion anyway, he never placed hands upon the defendant. The defendant was able to maintain his phone on his person. The defendant, during the course of the video, you can see him playing with his keys. He was never frisked during the course of the interaction. He was not obviously handcuffed during the course of the interaction until such a time as the video had already been terminated in this hearing, and the defendant was presumably placed under arrest at that time. Court will note that prior even to questions being asked of the defendant, he spontaneously started talking about the incident. Again, throughout, both from the defendant and from the two law enforcement officers present, the tone was conversational. At one point during the interaction, the defendant's brother appeared on the scene. The court initially did not essentially limit some conversation between the defendant and his brother. The police were trying to conduct their investigation. The defendant did have some interactions with his brother. There were some conversations with the brother associated with the ability if he could take his dog or otherwise. The court does note that Deputy Kramer had testified that he had drafted a search or an arrest warrant that was ready for the DA's signature. There's no evidence that there had been a determination of probable cause by a judge permitting the arrest at that point in time, notwithstanding Deputy Kramer's belief. The testimony reflects that Deputy Kramer at 9:14 a.m. issued a bolo, or otherwise be on the lookout for the defendant and his vehicle. Ultimately, the defendant had been contacted by Chief Trelka. Chief Trelka testified he was aware of the defendant's place of business and observed the defendant walking towards his business, and that was the time at which he made initial contact with the defendant. Prior to Sergeant Kramer having said anything at all, the defendant immediately said, "I know the situation," just based upon Sergeant Kramer walking towards the scene where Mr. Boric had been in conversation with Chief Trelka. And at that point in time, the defendant said, essentially, "I know the situation. I'll tell you my side of the story." And then he went on to a lengthy dialogue. initially with no questions actually being asked. The court will make the following findings, or the following, associate those factual findings to the actual law. Whether the court also finds that whether Sergeant Kramer believed he had probable cause for arrest at the time of initial contact, the court notes that there's many occasions where law enforcement might actually have an actual warrant and they still permit a defendant to tell their side of the story. The issue is whether or not it's custodial interrogation. The court does not find the defendant was actually in custody until time at which towards the end of the two videos that he was told that he was definitively being arrested. He was at that point not permitted to go to his vehicle that had been expressly stated on the video. He was apparently accompanied into his store, although that was beyond the timeline of the communications that were at issue in this case. Investigatory stop is an encounter where a police officer stops a person to question him or to conduct a pat-down search for weapons. Court citing to People v. Smith, 13 P. 3rd 300, Colorado Supreme Court 2000. Officer conducts an investigatory stop because he suspects an individual of criminal activity and deems it necessary to take action in order to protect himself and those around him. Citing People v. Archuleta, 980 P. 2nd 509. Colorado Supreme Court 1999. Police officers may undertake intermediate intrusion such as an investigatory stop as long as there is specific and articulate basis in fact for suspecting that criminal activity has taken place, is in progress, or is about to occur. The intrusion must be reasonable and the scope and character of the intrusion reasonably related to its purpose. Court cites again to People v. Archuleta, People v. Weston, Stone v. People. The court thinks at this point during the investigation, you have Chief Trelka making the initial contact. You have the defendant making a number of spontaneous utterances related to what he suspects to be the police officer's investigation. The court finds that intrusion at that point in time was still reasonable, and the scope and character of that intrusion was in fact reasonably related to its purpose. And even upon contact, the police are permitted to make reasonable inquiry to confirm or to dispel their suspicions. The court notes the reasonable inquiry as to the interaction with a defendant would be whether the specific and articulable facts known to the officer as well as reasonable inferences would support a reasonable suspicion of criminal activity so as to justify the intrusion into the defendant's personal security. In this particular case, the court believes that the law enforcement had sufficient evidence to make that initial contact. Essentially what we would characterize as the chief did as a Terry stop, or in Colorado, a Stone stop. The court does not believe how such a time as the defendant was placed into custody that the nature of this stop exceeded anything but an investigatory interaction with Mr. Borek. And at such time as where law enforcement effectively placed him into custody. The court does not find he was placed into custody until the time when we saw at the end of this videos, somewhere around about 18 minutes remaining on the Sergeant Kramer video, that the defendant was formally placed in custody at that time. The courts considered the totality of the circumstances associated with the nature of the contact, the number of spontaneous utterances made by the defendant during the course of that interaction, the lack of authority being exerted short of the initial encounter, that the court, based on the totality of those circumstances, denies the motion to suppress statements made by the defendant during the scope of the interaction that was observed by the court during the body-worn cameras presented. The court's considered the following factors in rendering that order. Time, place, and purpose of the encounter. Law enforcement, although Sergeant Deputy Kramer had indicated he believed he had probable cause based on the fact that he had drafted a warrant. The time, place, and purpose of the encounter was clearly to, perhaps in Sergeant Kramer's initial mind, he was going to go arrest the defendant, but the defendant elected to tell his side of the story. The court does not find the totality of the circumstances would have placed the defendant in custody for the purpose of requiring a Miranda advisement at that time. Persons present during the interrogation, although at the time Sergeant Kramer and Chief Truckel were both present, as well as the defendant. Again, the court's already commented on the tone and demeanor of the parties during the interrogation, or the questions that were being asked, words spoken by the officer to the defendant. There was a number of occasions during the interaction where it wasn't per se a question that was being asked. Sergeant Kramer, an example would be, she said A, B, and C without actually forming a question, whereas then the defendant elected to respond with his side of the story. That happened a couple of times during the course of this interaction where Sergeant Kramer related, she said something, and that without a question actually being posed, the defendant provided a response. The officer's tone and general demeanor, the court's already discussed his observations as it relates to tone and general demeanor. The length and the mood of the interrogation. The length of the interrogation was relatively short, being less than 20 minutes. The mood of the interrogation was conversational. Whether there was any other limitation of movement or form of restraint placed on the defendant. The court does note, obviously, when somebody's in a conversation with law enforcement, that most people aren't going to find themselves necessarily free to leave, but the law does permit some limited interactions in the form of a Terry or a stone stop, where law enforcement may conduct further investigation without rising to the level of a formal arrest. The mood of the interrogation was casual. The tone of the parties was casual. Nobody ever raised their voice. Nobody ever drew a firearm. There was no obvious display through law enforcement of the show of authority. As court indicated, Sergeant Kramer's emergency lights did not appear to be turned on in the video. The court did note that Chief Trelka, the rear lights were on, but the court's already noted Chief Trelka's vehicle was parked in a parking place in that parking lot at the scene of the stop. The court did not place any handcuffs or other form of restraints, physical restraints on the defendant. The court or the law enforcement did not search the defendant, did not remove his phone. In fact, there's a time where the defendant is showing things to Sergeant Kramer on his phone. He's looks like he's looking for things on his phone during the course of the interaction. So the court did not find those two facts to rise to the level of arrest, although certainly Mr. Borick probably felt he wasn't free to leave. That was, again, the court attributes that to law enforcement's ability to conduct limited investigation into the initial in the initial contact with the defendant. Officer's response to any questions asked by the defendant, it wasn't until he was placed into custody. I think Chief Trelka's response was probably when he said, "Is he going to jail?" When he asked Sergeant Kramer if he was going to jail. The court does note that there was one occasion where Sergeant Kramer redirected the conversation, but at no time was it represented to the defendant that he was under arrest and considered to be in custody. limited direction to the defendant during the course of the, I'm going to call it interaction. Again, many of the statements made by the defendant were spontaneous statements made or were non-responsive to the questions. They were just statements made by law enforcement, and there was a narrative response provided to the law enforcement. And finally, factor to consider defendant's nonverbal
response, verbal or nonverbal response to such directions or questions. I think it's pretty clear that defendant was eager to tell his side of the story, which he did. The court does not find it was rising to the level of a custodial interrogation until such a time as he had actually been placed or notified that he was being transported to the jail. So the defendant's motion to suppress statements, at least as it relates to the statements
that were observed by the court on the videos, is denied. Ms. Gummerson, anything further from the defense today?
Your Honor, given the court's ruling, I just want to make sure that the people are on notice that if they elicit the statements in the totality, I think that's their choice. But if they are planning on only eliciting portions of the statements, then I will object to the rule of completeness. I think one of the issues with these statements is that they could be deemed self-serving hearsay statements, but that is a question, I think, for the people to decide how they want to prosecute their case. I just want everybody to be put on notice.
Well, the court will put everybody on notice. The court thinks there's a relatively recent case that says there's no such thing as self-serving hearsay. And the court's a big fan of the rule of completeness. And so if you anticipate presenting a portion of the video, you can reasonably expect the court will grant the defense request to present the remaining portions of that video. And the court believes that's based on fundamental fairness and context. The court, and again, Ms. Ulrich is new to this courtroom, but the court is generally inclined to, let the jury see it unless there's this express reason why they shouldn't see it. And there's obviously lots of circumstances where there's things said in videos that are not admissible. And there may be items in this one that the parties, depending on how that 404A2 stuff comes out, there were certainly statements made during the course of the video that would be related to the 404A2 evidence that the defense has essentially put the people on notice that they intend to offer in defense of Mr. Borak during trial. And so that will be the order of the court. And the court, again, encourages the parties to make sure that the presentation of the evidence is efficient, because if we do watch body-worn camera videos, those obviously take up time. But the court's a big fan of making sure that each party receives a fair trial. And often the best means to do that is just to show the video. But the court's also, as I just said, well aware that there's items on videos often that may not be shown. And so the court will let the parties figure that portion of it out. Okay?
Thank you. Nothing further from defense.
Anything further, Ms. Ulrich?
Nothing further.
Okay, thank you all. That was efficient. Appreciate it. Ms. Ulrich, if you could provide the 2 thumb drives to Karen for the record, and we will see you all back for pretrial readiness on, I think it's March 3rd, maybe?
I believe so. And Your Honor, I think that the court had indicated that it was the court was okay with me appearing virtually for the pretrial readiness conference. Is that still the case?
That is, and I suspect we might have to deal with some motions in limine. You all can confer prior to that time, and we'll figure out where we're at.
Perfect.
I think I've made it clear to Ms. Ulrich that if self-defense is raised, if there's any credible evidence of self-defense, then 404A2 does permit some evidence associated with what the defendant may have known of the victim's
behaviors. And so I'm just kind of trying to telegraph for you that don't think nothing's coming in, Miss Ulrich.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. And then you all can work out the details of it if you can figure that out. Otherwise, you can save it for me. But please present something in advance of the day of trial. I'd like to handle it with the readiness if we could, if you have motions in limine. Okay?
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
So April or something trial. We're going. The months are going so fast all of a sudden. They're already talking about spring. So he's going to say self-defense. He might. I mean, who knows? He had food all over him. And she told the police he didn't actually punch her. So who knows? Maybe a push will work. If she's in there wailing on him and he pushes her away and then she gets hurt, you know, he might have a good case here, even though she got a swollen face out of this, because he never touched her. I didn't lay my hands on her. I shoved her in the hallway, and then I didn't lay my hands on her, and then I shoved her in the bathroom. Oh man. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out today. I hope you guys have a great Friday. Go into work, get your money, come home and enjoy the weekend. All right? And behave. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.
Well, I thought I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator. She's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright. She's got that grace. Come join the fun. It's a welcome and play. I can count on distraction from my pain, 'cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator. She's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy. She's always top shelf. Don't take my word. Come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I come and see for